Shut the f*** up! Johnny Spots would just don't know when to stop! Yeah! And if you don't like it, you better take your ass up to the snooty box, cause this is the loud spot! Okay, see you later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. We got a great show for you tonight. The first person I do want to interview is this guest co-host. Keala is joining us first time on a podcast. So welcome, and we hope you enjoy.
What's up?
We hope you enjoy it. And then we got Sean from Middle Aged Queers. What is going on, dude?
Not much. Coming to you from Oakland.
Oakland, California, the Bay Area. And, dude, I got to thank you so much for coming on last minute, being on the show, came through with the clutch. I want to thank Andy Pohl from Sell the Heart Records for hooking this all up tonight. And I got to support him and wear his shirt. What I love about this shirt is I got the pink shirt and then Middle Aged Queers. A lot of your, like, it's like kind of like a hot pink. And you guys got some really cool merch,
Yeah, so we actually have a special Pantone color. It's Pantone 806.
Okay.
And that's what all of our merch has on it. It becomes such a pain in the ass for people printing T-shirts or like even doing our records for us. We're kind of sticklers about that color. But yeah. I worked in print design for years and years. And so when we initially started this band, we were riffing out ideas for merch. And this band never actually intended on like playing shows. Maybe we were going to record a demo. It was sort of this like we were joking about it being like our dad rock band that would never do anything. And then we started playing shows and putting out music. And so the merch happened after that. And we had this back catalog of like random funny ideas, like the Golden Girl shirt.
The Golden Girl shirt is awesome. Yeah, in fact, I showed my wife. I was like, "They got a Golden Girl shirt." I was like, "Yeah, I saw it."
We were like, wouldn't it be funny just to like rip off a Crass design and put the Golden Girls in it? And then someone was showing me their tattoo of the Kerplunk logo that they got when they were in high school, and I was like, I just was looking at it, and I was like, I'm just gonna swap out the colors for that green for our pink, like. So yeah, there's a bunch of like wacky stuff. It's so much of it is like derivative of like the stuff that we were into when we were kids.
Yeah, so neat though. Keala, did you have a question?
No, he brought up the pink. I just want to know, is that the color of I saw that you guys have a pink vinyl record that you guys released. Is that what did you call it? 809, 806?
Pantone.
806. So we had the pressing plant that did it is called Package Sounds, and they're out in Nottingham, England. And a buddy of ours works out there, Jesse Townley, who used to do vocals in Blatz, The Criminals, Grups. He's in the Pathogens now, and another band called Scene Killers. But he moved out there and got a job there, and then started recruiting all the bands from out here to get their stuff pressed out there. So I was like through emails with him, telling him the specifics of this color, and they got to as close to it as they possibly could.
All right.
Most people won't notice. I notice.
You'll notice a slight difference.
Yeah, it's a little different.
And I knew this was a different color of pink, but still I had to support Sell the Heart for doing this for us. So how long has Middle Aged Queers been playing music for? I know you just said you started off not really wanting to do stuff. From the beginning, when did the band decide to get serious and start doing shows?
So we first started getting together in November of 2018.
Okay.
And our bassist has like a little auxiliary kitchen for his restaurant. He runs a vegan donut shop.
Nice.
And so we had this like auxiliary kitchen for that. And there was a supply closet that we were practicing out of in the back. Mm-hmm. It was like our fun, like midweek, like Wednesday night, we all get off work and we just like hang out and write songs. Mm-hmm. But we started telling people that we were doing that, and people started getting really excited because they'd known the bands that we were in before. Mm-hmm. So we started getting offered shows. We started playing the shows. So it just it took on a life of its own. I think people were really stoked about the concept more than anything. So people were enthusiastic from the start.
And what would you say the concept is?
So all of us have played in Bay Area bands. mostly punk or rock. I was in a band that was on Lookout Records called The Cost, and we were more of a, I guess the kids now are calling it scrams.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard. And you know what though? You're in the Bay Area, and in the Bay Area, and I'm from the Bay Area. You know, moving to Oklahoma, there's way more like cooler terminologies and sayings and different genres of things people call things than here in Oklahoma.
Right. Well, like the taxonomy of punk rock is weird, right? Like,
right.
It's a subgenre of rock music, but then you have rock, and then you have punk rock. And then you have all these like subgenres of punk rock. So we were, and it's weird because when it's happening at the time, nobody calls it these funny names that people call it 20 years later. So like, I just thought I was in a hardcore band. Our guitarist thought that he was just in a hardcore band. But 20 years later, the kids are like, oh, you were in a Scrams band. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I was. So Mag was our guitarist was playing in Yaphet Kotto at the same time I was playing in The Cost. And we were actually on shows together, but like we never hung out. And Josh Levine is our bassist. He was the one that kind of instigated the whole thing. He was in Fang. He was in No Alternative and the Insaints. And at one point he did Bruce Luce's incarnation of Flipper. So he's been around for a minute.
There's so many bands like punk rock underground bands in California. And Clay, you lived in Hawaii, right? Was there a lot of different, like in Oklahoma, is it different from Hawaii as far as like the music scene goes? Or is it similar to California where there's like just a bunch of awesome bands that just play? There's always a good show to go to. I'm asking you, Clay.
Oh, Keala.
God damn, I knew I was gonna mess it up. Keala, you know what? Yeah, Keala.
I was like, who's he talking to? No one. As far as like rock and punk, I don't think that there's that big of a. I don't want to say there's not that big of a scene. However, I know I was just telling you this the other night. Like when I lived in Hawaii, I loved the concerts that there were there. You know, like a lot of punk bands would come there, like Bad Religion, and then who else did we see? But you were telling me that they don't have tours there, so that was shocking to me.
Yeah, well, no, they have tours there. I think they have tours in Hawaii, but like I would say there's probably less tours that go on in Hawaii because when you've been on tour, I don't know if Middle Aged Queers has been on tour, but Sean, you've probably been on. Have you toured like a U.S. tour in any other band you've been in?
Oh yeah, plenty.
And would you say that Hawaii is kind of a place that you maybe don't go to as often because it's just kind of not en route anywhere?
So I personally go to Hawaii quite often because my in-laws still live there. My husband is from Oahu.
Cool.
And we actually had Middle Aged Queers had planned to go out and play. We were going to play Kailua, Hilo, and then 2 shows on Honolulu. In May of 2020, we had tickets, we had shows all booked out, and hotels booked, everything. And then, of course, obviously, we had to cancel it all. So we're still planning on going back out there, probably in 2022. But I personally love playing at the places that like people don't really go to all that often. Mm-hmm. Like in, no, it was Kona. Sorry to whatever city I just made up.
Hey, that's okay. I made up my own name for Keala. I said Kalea. Making up names, making up cities, whatever. We do what we want, right?
We found out that, like, if we had played in Kona, we would have been the first rock band from the mainland to play there since Hoobastank played there in 2010.
Wow.
And I love stuff like that because then you are what's happening that night. Like, you are the only entertainment. So regardless of, like, you know, here out in Oakland, like, there's so many shows and you have to pick between what we were talking about before. You have to pick from subgenres of punk rock. And it dilutes the amount of people that will be in attendance. But if I'm playing a show in Lawton, Oklahoma, I can guarantee that everyone's available is going to be there. You know, I much prefer playing shows like that than than playing to like 5 people in Los Angeles and going, oh wow, I thought that this would be better, you know.
That's an interesting concept. I guess people don't really think about that. If you're in a band, but you're playing in a big city that's used to a lot of concerts, you are going to have less people than playing somewhere that gets less venues. So,
right.
yeah.
Right. At one point we were talking about like, wouldn't it be cool just to like map out cities that are, like 2nd, 3rd tier cities, and just fly out there, like rent a back line and just play. And because we know that we'd be the only thing happening that night, and it'd be fun, as opposed to going to a place where you don't know, you never know, like you might be up against Bad Religion that night, and no one.
Right. Is Middle Aged Queers planning on doing, on taking this to the next level? I know you guys are playing some shows in California. Do you guys plan on doing some bigger tours sooner than later?
Yeah. I mean, things we had a bunch of stuff all lined up for 2020. And obviously that didn't happen. We're just kind of waiting to see like if they're going to roll back restrictions again. I think every band and every venue is sort of like, do we want to invest this much time and energy?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got stuck with like a office full of T-shirts and records for months because I was like, we're going on tour. We got to get lots of this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to do that again, but I think sometime next year, there's a festival out in Bremen that we want to go to in April. So that would be big. I've never played off this continent, so that'd be huge for me. But besides
awesome.
that, like playing in other states, like Nevada's like 4 hours away, and we still haven't played there.
Right. Okay.
But we were a fairly new band when the pandemic hit. We don't.
Yeah, so then the pandemic hits, and then you can't really do anything, right? Yeah. It's totally screwed everything up. Do you guys actually have a full album out?
So we have the 8-song record, the 10-inch on Sell the Heart, and that is by Spotify standards an album.
Okay.
So we basically looked at like we rented 2 days at this place called House of Faith. This guy named Bart Thurber. He's recorded everybody from like 15 to Spaz to Mohin. Like he's just recorded everybody in the Bay Area. We rented 2 days with him, and we were like hoping that maybe we could have enough for an EP. Like maybe we'd get like 2 or 3 songs, and worst case scenario would be like a demo tape. And then when we were like in the control room listening to it, I was like, there's not a bad song out of this group. Like we should just put them all out at the same time. So that's what we did. And we found out then that Spotify and Apple Music and whatever had sort of moved the goalpost back on what's considered a full length. The next record will have 7 songs, but it's the same length. There's a 6-minute song on it.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty hard for a punk band to have a 6-minute song, right?
Yeah, it's a weird number too. But none of us are really like stuck on any sort of like type of sound. To all of us, it's just punk.
Right,
so
right. Oh yeah.
Like a 6-minute song doesn't mean anything. The first record had a song that wasn't even a minute. So.
Right, yeah, dude. I love those fast punk rock songs. Keala, I'm still laughing in my head that I called you a different name, and I knew I was going to do that when we did this show, and I should have pre-warned everyone. I'm going to say your name wrong because it's not a normal name. But the more you do with these, the less it'll happen. But I can't promise it will not happen again. So,
I need to it.
Yeah, let's play the song "Size Queen," which. Okay, I think I know what the song's about, but do you want to give us some insight on what the song is about before we play it?
Okay.
Go ahead.
With no disrespect to our forefathers in queercore, but the song "Dick of Death" came on once when I was in a car with a bunch of friends by Pansy Division.
Okay.
And I said something along the lines of like we were talking about penis sizes, and I was like, it's completely irrelevant to me. Like I've slept with men that don't even have penises.
Right,
so,
right.
I don't really care. So the song was kind of I was sort of doing it as an answer to that song.
Okay.
And then I also kind of put in like a little bit of like commentary on how Americans really just always want bigger is better. And so, it's twofold,
Yeah, let's jam this song right now, and let's give Keala the floor. I know she had some questions and did some research that she wants to talk about. Let's play this song. Keala, I don't know if you heard this song quite yet, but we are going to play it in its entirety. It's like a little over 3 minutes, 30 seconds long. So let's jam it right now. Here we go. All right, man. That is such a cool song, Keala. What did you have to say? We kind of talked about it a little earlier. What questions did you have?
Well, what was it about this song? I really enjoyed that song, by the way. But
Thank
it
you.
was the Gary's Making Biscuits. I need to
that's
know.
the hit.
I need to know.
So I wrote that last one and Gary's Making Biscuits, but I kind of co-wrote it with somebody who didn't realize I was co-writing it with them. We have a friend, her name's Bopa, and She runs basically like an outreach soup kitchen in her home, and she has this cat named Gary that adopted her, and she was posting videos of her singing to this cat whenever it like makes biscuits on her. And so I was talking to our drummer one day, and I was like, I think we should write a song for Gary and just steal the words that she's been singing and just put it to a tune and not tell her that we're doing it until we release the record. So I sat down on my couch and wrote that song in like 5 minutes. I brought it in.
Best songs, 5-minute songs.
Right. It's literally 3 chords. I brought it into practice and I said, this song needs to be 15 seconds long. And they talked me out of it and we extended it some. And, but it's like 55 seconds.
I noticed it was
after they're convincing. But she was at shows where we would play it and she never picked up on it. And I would introduce the song as, usually it was like we'd play it first back then, and I would say we're middle-aged queers and this is a song about boy pussy, and then we'd start singing that song because that description's technically accurate, and it just went over people's heads. When the record came out, we played it for her first, and she was totally taken aback, and she sent us tons and tons of video footage of Gary over the next couple of weeks. So we just kind of merged it all together with videos of us playing that song live. And that was our first video, which was hilarious because all these like reputable news sites started picking up that we'd like debuted our first video. And we were like, I did that in like iMovie in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. But it was cute because people would be doing these roundups of like different new music videos for the week. And people would be like, yeah, we spent like $10,000 doing this video. And each of us spent like 5 hours in hair and makeup. And we were like, oh, okay. Ours was free.
A lot of people are doing their own like music video shoots. Now with Size Queen, that's more of a lyric video than a music video. I would say, do you guys plan on coming out with just a music video, or are you going to keep it just as that? Because it really kind of works as both, because even though it's more of a lyric video, it's very entertaining and it draws attention like a music video would. Is there any thoughts of doing something else with it?
So for that song that's the music video.
That's done. That's done.
But actually, Thursday we're recording a video at Great American Music Hall. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it's going to be an
Thursday. This Thursday?
This Thursday.
So we're having this on Friday, so there's no spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it's going to take a few weeks for it to be edited.
Oh, gotcha.
So we're like going full out. Like I think all of us, we've been texting each other like mad, like with our inspirations for 80s glam rock. The song is the least of our like songs to be compared to 80s glam rock. But the song will be on the next album that's coming out on Say 10 Records. And it's called Satanic Mills. And it's just going to be us performing at this venue here called Great American Music Hall, which is a pretty big space. It's kind of like the last club you play at before you start playing at like like a big stadium. So it's a decent sized club, but there will be nobody in it. So we're just gonna anyway, you'll see.
I assume your band with the name Middle Aged Queers, which is that name could either be a punk rock band or it can be like maybe like a kind of a pop group, possibly. With a name like that, I just think it's going to catch on, and I think a lot of people are going to catch wind. It's just a name that you hear the name Middle Aged Queers, you kind of want to be like, what do they sound like, And being in the punk scene, I would assume it's just. I mean, you guys had to have a growing that kind of just once you started playing. Did you guys do a lot of shows before COVID?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely started growing. Considerably right after we played a show with the Avengers and Agent Orange.
Okay.
Because we were just like we were just playing with people we knew up until that point. And I don't know anybody in Agent Orange or the Avengers.
Right.
But it was kind of wild because, you know, like I'm used to a normal show where after you're done, like your 30 or 40 friends just kind of go like, good job tonight. Oh, cool. Thanks. And it's just people that you know. And I walked out into the crowd after we finished playing, and people I didn't know were there. And I got to talking to people, and I was like, wait, you drove how far to get to this show? Like,
yeah, it's going to happen more and more too. I bet you it's going to happen more and more.
Well, and you know, the next month we played a show at this. There's like a Latin LGBTQ bar in San Francisco's Mission District called El Rio that does a gay music night or a queer music night. And we played that, and we had people come up to us saying, I saw you at Slim's with Agent Orange and the Avengers. And so that was kind of neat. And we played at another gay bar maybe like 2 months later, and people were coming up and saying the same thing. And it kind of amused me that there was a bunch of like straight couples there at this like gay leather bar.
Well, okay, but you are a punk rock band, right?
Right.
You are a punk rock band. And how many people in the LGBTQ community, I guess you're in the Bay Area, but how many would you say are into punk rock?
I would say that there's more here than a lot of other places.
Right, exactly, yes. Yeah. You're not going to find much of that in Oklahoma.
We have more punks and we have more queer people. So
yeah, that's also very true. But I bet you're going to draw a lot of straight crowds into, especially playing fast, hard punk, even outside the Bay Area. I just think that you guys have a very catchy, unique, very energetic, and entertaining sound. Right? Like Keala's never. I don't even know if she's into punk rock at all, but. Like, who could not like this song? If you like rock and roll at all, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like Size Queen. It's just a great song, great lyrics, man. So good job with that.
Thanks.
I enjoyed it. A lot.
Yeah, me too. And do you write most of the music, like lyrics and music, or do you guys all collaborate? I know there's 4 of you. It's a quartet, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 3 males and one female. Is that the drummer?
Yeah.
And Keala, what was the nickname to the drummer you looked up? Do you have a nickname to the band?
Well, no, it said Nikki. She beats the drugs. I mean,
yeah.
Okay. That was all that stuff that was on there about you guys is pretty catchy.
We have fake instrument names. So like,
cool.
Mag wields the 6-string guitar or the 6-string axe of doom. And Josh plays the bass, and sometimes other fish. Yeah. And then I yell and call it singing.
That's what I do.
Right. I play bass, and I don't in this band. It was very confusing when we first started talking because I assumed that I was going to be playing bass guitar. And then it was made clear to me that I was not being recruited for those purposes. And that's okay. But it became kind of this stretch because I would play in bands where I could kind of hide behind an instrument.
Right.
And I was screaming, like I wasn't trying to get somewhere around the pitch of the music.
Right.
And so I kind of had to like reset how I did vocals in a band because it was completely different to how I'd done it in the past. So I would say that it's not evenly split between the three of us, between me, the bassist, and our guitarist. But there's probably about half of the songs where I've written music, and
that's cool. And I also see you guys are cruising down, the I-580 or whatever on a mission to save rock.
With duct tape.
Does it say with duct tape on it?
And broken parts.
Broken limbs and duct tape.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So a lot of our gear really is held together by duct tape.
Nice.
The broken limbs thing is a reference to our guitarist. We had to cancel a bunch of shows because he had broken his hand while doing karaoke. And there was one show, I think there's actually video of it, where he's still in a splint and he's playing. So Yeah, broken limbs.
Right on. All right, we're about to end. We're about 30 minutes in. I'm going to ask Keala if she has any last questions for Sean, and then we're going to give Sean the floor to say anything he wants to about his band that maybe we didn't cover. So, Keala, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, but that's what I kind of do sometimes. So, any final questions for Sean before we give him the floor?
No, I just, where's Nikki right now? That's what I really want to know.
Where's Nikki? She's probably driving back home. She has a job in SF that is pretty demanding. So she also works 10 hours a day. So she works 10 hours a day and then has a day off, 10 hours a day, then a day off.
You could have totally just made something completely up and we would have bought it anyways.
Oh, I know.
But you went with the real answer. She's working.
She's working. No, she's actually a
job.
superhero, and she's saving the planet right now.
I like. There's just something about female drummers.
Earlier today, she was actually chasing after Jeff Bezos' spaceship and bringing it back down to Earth.
Right. I like that.
Like that answer.
I love it.
I'm going with C. I'm going with C. C's the correct answer. We're going with that one. All right, Sean, anything that you want to talk about that we did not cover, just about middle-aged queers in general, the floor is yours.
All right. I will quickly give a quick shout-out to Sell the Heart Records as well. Andy has been super awesome, not only with us, but a lot of other bands that otherwise would not be getting their stuff out to the peoples. Say 10 Records as well. We're very excited to be working with Adam over at Say 10. We've got like a comp coming out on Say 10 with some really cool queercore bands, some of them from out here. Sarcasm is one of them. We're playing with Sarcasm at the Ivy Room on August 8th with Year of the Fist, who is super dope. And we have a split 7-inch coming out on Turkey Baster Records with fellow Bay Area queercore group Lollygaggers. They're kind of like our
That's also a cool name, Lollygaggers.
Lollygaggers. Yeah, they're dope. They're like a death rock band. Both songs from each band is pretty awesome. And then we're doing a limited edition picture disc that's going to contain 2 songs off of the first record, a song off of the upcoming record on Say 10, and then a cover from the Middle Class called Home Is Where. And that should be coming out in the next couple of months. Record pressing times suck, but the picture disc turnaround time is not that bad. And you'll be able to get all of them off of our Bandcamp. A quick, easy way to get to our Bandcamp without typing in too much is militant.gay, and that will take you directly to our Bandcamp.
Okay, and then you guys don't actually have a website for the band, like all your merch and everything is on your Bandcamp page. Is that correct, or do you actually have just the website also?
No, we don't actually. We don't have a website.
Okay, and you can also go to Middle Aged Queers on Facebook, and you have your Bandcamp link right on there, and that's where I was able to look up your merch earlier and saw you guys had some super, super, super cool merch. That's about all the time we have for right now on this episode. I do want to thank you, Sean, for being on the show. Keala, sorry I called you Kalea earlier. and I'm just going to say Keala 10 times fast before every single episode. Keala. It actually kind of rolls off the tongue pretty easily. So I'll do that.
That's what I hear.
I want you to come back on the show. I don't want the two of you to go anywhere just yet. I do want to thank all of our listeners. Please go to www.theloudspot.net. Check out our merchandise. Check us out on Facebook, on YouTube, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We are literally everywhere. Go buy some merch. Don't forget, in August, we are going to be in Memphis, Tennessee. Hopefully, we are going to be interviewing Saving Abel there. So I guess that's all we got for tonight. Peace out, rock on, and much love. And like I said, you two, don't go anywhere just yet.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.